Ready?
لحظة شوية. لحظة دقيقة يا شيخ. حاضر. استنى واحدة. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدى هدى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة دلالة وكل دلالة في النار. Verily all praise and all thanks and all glorification and all magnification is due to Allah and Allah alone. And I publicly, I inwardly, and I outwardly profess and declare to the whole world that there is nothing or no one that deserves to be worshipped except for Allah Jalla fi Ula and Al-Muhammad Al-Mustafa Al-Amin Abu Qasim Salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi was the last and the final messengers to guide all of us from the darkness into the light. As you see me dressed up here, Ya Ikhwan, I am dressed like the youth, Ya Ikhwan. I'm speaking their language, I'm talking their vernacular. This khutbah today is meant for the youth, bidnillahi ta'ala. And there is, Ya Ikhwan, a big problem that we have seen for the last 20 years as I received a phone call from a mother who said, please Sheikh, talk to my son. I said, what is wrong? He won't pray, he won't eat. He won't pray, he won't eat. I said, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Auntie, what's going on? Brother, he plays 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours of video games and he doesn't want to come out of his room. Talk to my son. He won't pray, he won't eat. He won't pray, he won't eat. Al-Anwan al-Yawm, for those that are paying attention. Al-Anwan al-Yawm, for those that are giving me the ear. The topic for today is become a hero in a box. Become a hero in a box. But life isn't a video game. But life isn't a video game. We are talking to the gamers out there that waste their life playing 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours playing video games, ya ikhwan. Why is this, brothers? Life isn't a video game. Start the game, reset the game is over, start the game, reset the game, start the game, reset the game, start the game, reset the game. But some things, ya ikhwan, are similar in these games to real life, ya ikhwan. If you do fall down, you can start again, you can reset. If you go through turmoil in your life, you can reset and start again, ya ikhwan. But the main reason, ya ikhwan, we did a little bit of research the last couple of days about gaming. And really it deserves a conference, ya ikhwan. How deep and intrinsic this gaming is. Many of the youth, they want to play video games because they want an adventure in their life that's not fulfilled in their real life. So for instance, ya ikhwan, you get a chance to save the world in these video games. You get a chance to save the princess. She's so beautiful in these games. You get a chance to win a trophy and become a world champ in these games. You get a chance to solve a big problem in these games. And unfortunately, ya ikhwan, we have to talk about it. Our neighbors down in the south, they have this problem way more than we have it. Walillahi alhamd, we don't have this problem here. Where kids learn how to play these games where they're shooting and shooting and shooting, and then they go down to the malls and they shoot and they shoot and they shoot just like they see in the video games, ya ikhwan. Become a zero in the box, not a hero in the box. So we are talking, ya ikhwan, about this festering, putrid, evil thing, ya ikhwan. What is happening to our youth are being controlled by the mind subliminal visions that they see in these video games. And Allah Ta'ala had told us, ya ikhwan. There's one brother, he was asking me, why are you giving this khutbah? I said, we gotta talk to the youth. He said, but which ayat are you going to use? Which hadith are you going to use? How can you relate to the youth in these times, 2023, ya ikhwan? The Quran and the Sunnah is for all places, all times, all people. Kullu makan wa zaman wa insan, ya ikhwan. This is the deen of Allah Ta'ala, and it doesn't change for anybody. La tataghay wa la tatabaddal. It doesn't waver and change, ya ikhwan. The deen is the deen of Allah. Even 1,000 years, ya ikhwan, these ayat and hadith will still be the same. Inshallah Ta'ala, will give us some inspiration and some motivation, ya ikhwan. Wa qala Allah Ta'ala, اعملوا أنما حياة الدنيا لعب ولهو. Allah Ta'ala says, know that the life of this world, it is only play and amusement and the deceiving enjoyment, ya ikhwan. وقال الله تعالى إنما الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو. The life of this world is but play and pastime, ya ikhwan. وقال الله تعالى وما خلقنا السماوات والأرض وما بينهما لاعبين. Allah Ta'ala goes on to say, ya ikhwan, if this is not enough, Allah Ta'ala goes on to say, and have we not created the heavens and the earth and all that is between them for mere play? Is that it? Just to play a game, as they say? And my father, ya ikhwan, unfortunately he didn't take his shahada. There's a very famous statement that me and my sister and my children and even my brother here, we talk about it. When my father considered something worthless, and going back my whole life, he would say this in a cup of coffee, meaning if I was playing video games all day, or if I was trying to rap on the streets with my friend, or break dance, or do graffiti, he would say this, meaning what you're doing, plus 50 cents. If I give you 50 cents, you can get a cup of coffee, and you can talk about this all day long. It's not going to get you anywhere. So now the question comes, ya ikhwan, how much time? Lots of time. How much money? Too much money, ya ikhwan, are being spent on these video games. Now the question comes, is it a hobby or is it a habit? And we have to be careful. We have to tell our children, for the parents that are listening. There are games that you can hook up with a device and you plug in to your different computers, and you can play these games with people all around the world. And unfortunately, if you're a young kid, you have to be careful that there's not an old man who's a predator trying to talk to you. To be careful, there are online predators. So the question comes now, is gaming halal or is it haram? Some of the scholars say that it could lead to haram. Some of the scholars say no, it's halal. It just depends. What type of games are you playing? How are you playing? Are you betting on the games? Are you gambling on the games? Are you watching things in the games that aren't befitting for a Muslim? But ya ikhwan, this issue of escaping the reality is very, very serious, ya ikhwan. Some of the youth are trying to escape their life. They live in this little box, trying to be a hero. Some of them, they try to escape their chores. Yeah, I'll be there in a minute, Mom. I'm playing my game. I'll be there in a minute, Mom. I'm playing my game. Oh, I'll do my homework later. Right now, I'm playing my game. Oh, I'm stressed out now. Let me play for a little while. Because they live in a box, yeah. Talk to my son. He won't pray. He won't eat. This is serious. For me, when I was young, before I became a Muslim, I would be eating and playing like my brother here, mashallah, tabarakallah, he used to conquer many video games, even though he couldn't see yet. We used to play games too. We used to be youth too. We used to have fun too. We used to want to hang out with our friends too. But now the question is, are our parents paying attention? When I was growing up, there was something called the Commodore 64, or the VIC-20, or the ColecoVision. You remember that, my brother? Or the Atari. These are game systems that we used to play. Now there's PS1. There's PlayStation. There's Game Boy. I don't know if Game Boy they're using now, and there was Sega Genesis. The question now comes, my brothers. Is there any benefit in playing video games? Because many of our youth, they become a hero in a box. الحمد لله حمد كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه كما يحب ربنا ويرضى. Withdrawing from society. These are from the negative things. Loss of interest in life. Weight gain or weight loss. Sleep deprivation. This is a serious thing. That's why the kids are doing poorly in school, because they're playing video games all night long. Social isolation. I don't want to meet the brothers playing basketball. I don't want to play road hockey. As my brother here, he knows we grew up playing road hockey in the streets. This is something that Canada was known for. Now the kids, they don't play road hockey. They don't play soccer that much, and they definitely don't play much of basketball.
I like basketball.
I do too. I like it more than you, actually. Also, insomnia, ya ikhwan. Not being able to sleep. Rhythmic disorder, ya ikhwan, of the heart due to playing video games. And unfortunately, community violence, ya ikhwan. This is an open call to every parent. Are you monitoring Abdullah? Are you monitoring Muhammad in the house? Hit reset. Begin again. New life, a new start. Sounds good. This is a fairy tale that our kids are living. You get a chance to write your own story in the box, ya ikhwan. Gaming, ya ikhwan, is a multi-billion-dollar business, billion-dollar industry. Is it fun, or is it just a distraction? Some suffer, ya ikhwan, from epidemic of loneliness. There's kids, as soon as they come home, maybe the bully at school has been bullying them, they go to their video game, and they shoot them up, bang, 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 like Yosemite Sam, ya ikhwan. This is a reality, ya ikhwan. Also, they develop known as carpal tunnel syndrome, inflammation of the nerves. Your fingers start to become like this because you're playing too much video games. Trigger finger, bang, 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 bang. All of a sudden now your fingers start to hurt. Vision strain and headaches. These youth are smiling at me and their father's looking at me. Who is this fool with this hip hop hat on? That's right, we're talking to youth. You just happen to be here, Dad. You need to pay attention, Mom. Because we wrote this khutbah specifically for the youth. So my dear brothers, become a hero in a box. There are some hadith and there are some ayat, ya ikhwan, and we're only giving a few for you guys today. This is on the authority of Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhuma. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نعمتان مغبون فيهما كثير من الناس الصحة والفراغ. This hadith is in Imam Bukhari rahimahullah in his illustrious collection known as the Sahih al-Jami, where the Prophet went on to say that there are two blessings which people may lose. They are their health and their free time. Their health and their free time. Now me and Abu Hafsa, we played almost every video game that was out there. But if I was to ask my brother right now, his favorite game, and I already know it, and my favorite game is getting money in our pocket. Is that right, brother? Getting money in my pocket. Now if you play all these video games, kids, you're losing money from your pocket to play these games. And every parent in here, they're playing the money game. When I go to the gas station, they ask me, do you have any awards or points? And I told them, my dad told me a long time ago not to play the point game or the award game, just focus on the money game. The Prophet ﷺ gave us this beautiful, beautiful advice. Don't waste our time. Also, Allah Ta'ala goes on to say, in this ayah, it's as if I've read it, Sheikh Mustafa, Abu Mustafa. It's as if I read this ayah for the first time, even though I know I read it before. وَقَالَ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى وَمِنِ النَّاسِ مَا يَشْتَرِي اللَّهُ الْحَدِيثِ يُضِلَّ عَنْ سَبِيلِهِ. Allah Ta'ala goes on to say, there are some people who purchase the futile, useless discourse, pastimes that distract people from the remembering of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Now from my research, brothers, most of the kids, not all, that were playing the video games and they weren't coming and they weren't praying is because they come from single households where there's no father. Because in my house, we break video games of kids that don't pray. And I did that to my son. And he stopped playing video games since then. Alhamdulillah, he's got a BA. He's now into IT where he still plays with computers that put money in his pocket. So the question comes, brothers. We have youth, but are we talking their language? Am I talking your language? Have you ever seen anybody wear a hat like this on the minbar? No.
Yes, I did.
Really? MashaAllah, barakallah feek. What does it help? What are the positives, ya ikhwan? There's a few. Develop social skills. That means you can talk to your friends while you're playing video games. My nephew does this. He's 15. Actually just turned 16. Problem solving. How can I save the princess in this big, huge maze? How can I go up against this army? Okay, problem solving skills. Holding communication. Every day at 6 o'clock, you're hanging out with your friends online. Some are in New York, some are in Chicago, some are here. You're getting a chance to hold communications. Or you can invite your friends over and play these games. Eye-hand coordination. Faster reflexes. Improving reading. Because sometimes in the video game, there's a message on how to take down the Russian mafia or the Italian mafia. You have to read the game plan. Also, navigating skills. Yeah. So our kids are playing these video games, and we spend our money as parents buying these things for them, but are we monitoring what they're playing and what's in the games? Or are we just like, you know what? Khalid, let's just let Khalid play his game, and we'll just leave him alone for 4 or 5 hours, and we'll see him later on. And Khalid and Abu Khalid have no idea what's going on in these video games. They don't know what type of message, subliminal programming is happening to our youth in these messages. And you need to take a plate of food and sit down and watch your kids play these games. Because, Yahweh, there are some negative things that are in these games that are on the psychological level destroying the kids. Me and the brother here, we grew up, Yahweh, we know all about double entendres. You need to go and look that up. Even the sheikhs, they need to go and learn that up. But one thing can mean something, but it could actually mean something else. These games are filled with that, Yahweh. So pay attention. Don't become a hero in the box with that Hadama Indi وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. And for all those that think that I wasn't wearing my kufi or my topi, I wore it under my hat. Jazakallah khair wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I'm going to let my khana lead the salah. Jazakallah khair.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
استووا استقيموا رحمكم الله. تواصل. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. وجوه يومئذ خاشعة عاملة ناصبة تصلى نارا حامية تسقى من عين آنية ليس لهم طعام إلا من ضريع لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع وجوه يومئذ ناعمة لسعيها راضية في جنة عالية لا تسمع فيها لاغية فيها عين جارية فيها سرر مرفوعة وأكواب موضوعة ونمارق مسفوفة وزرابي مبثوثة أفلا ينظرون إلى الإبل كيف خلقت وإلى السماء كيف رفعت وإلى الجبال كيف نصبت وإلى الأرض كيف سطحت فذكر إنما أنت مذكر لست عليهم بمسيطر إلا من تولى وكفر فيعذبه الله العذاب الأكبر إنا إلينا إيابهم ثم إن علينا حسابهم الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.